Hello and welcome to another thrilling installment of Sitting on Your Ass and Thinking About Stuff. I'm your host, Spirit Runner, and today I'm going to ramble on about the beginning steps to expanding your awareness. First, you'll need to get a minimum of 3 bottles of Red Bull. Get out of there, 3 there. 1 liter of Jolt Cola, an IV, and about 4 feet of surgical tubing. Hey, get out of here! Go! Okay, enough of that silliness. In today's installment, I am indeed going to talk about awareness, but it's not the kind that involves heart palpitations and the occasional bout of the jitters. Instead, I'm talking about awareness as the first critical step in following any spiritual path. Whether it's a simple interest in self-improvement or delving into the world of energy, working, healing, enlightenment, or even, dare I say it, magic. There is always this one thing of vital importance. Awareness is the key to every change you make and is the source of every discovery you encounter. In order to make any choice, you must first be aware that one is possible. To free yourself of a bad habit, you have to see that it's necessary. Right down to even being able to avoid a punch just because you're aware that it's coming. Or, ideally, to avoid the conflict altogether by being aware of its cause. The tricky part of awareness is that many people don't even realize how unaware they are. People don't know how to listen to their bodies, they don't know how to listen to their surroundings, never mind paying conscious attention to where they are and what they're doing, or more importantly, why they're doing it. But I could go on and on and on about the woes of our poor sleeping world, and however much I would sometimes like to, it isn't relevant, or even really particularly constructive. So instead, the actual point of my little howdy-do is to give out one of the little tools that help you find your own awareness. Like most things, okay, all things, in my philosophy, it begins with the self. And so, to that long-winded end, let's get started, shall we? To get yourself started off, take a few minutes to relax and get into a meditative state. If you want, you can sit and stare at a candle flame, or relax to some simple music, or of course, use the technique I babbled out last time. Little tip for that, by the way. When you meditate, it can seem like your brain is suddenly turning up the volume rather than fading out like many say it's supposed to. This is actually pretty normal. You see, as you go through your days, weeks, and years of your lives, naturally, you come across a variety of situations that create thoughts and emotions you can't really express at the time. You know, like wanting to hit that stupid little punk that cuts you off every time you come around the corner in your car. Understanding this, your mind sets them aside for the time being until they have the opportunity to be recognized and released. For now, as these thoughts pop up, recognize that they're there, and that when the time is right, you'll start calling them out for the attention they deserve. Let yourself pay attention to the little thoughts for now. Listen to what they have to say, think about it for a while if it's necessary, and then dismiss the thought, thanking it for doing its job. Also, if the thought seems to be important or if it feels like something personally valuable or profound, write it down! Trust me! Keep a journal so that as the years go by, yes, years, you can look back on what you were experiencing. Memory is far from perfect, especially over the years that pass as you grow and learn. Once you're settled, or at least settled enough, put your mental focus on your feet. Try picturing a cloud of soft light, or mist, or shimmering water just touching the soles. In later exercises, you'll find that these sorts of images relate really well to chi and energy in general. But in the meantime, however, just imagine it as a force of relaxation. Imagine the cloud flowing not only upwards along your body, but also through it, through your muscles and tendons and soaking through even your bones. And as it flows upwards, bit by bit, program it to inspire your muscles to relax. Think of it as a sponge, soaking up the tension and releasing it to a place where it can become positive energy again. The most common dump, as it's commonly referred to, is to give it to the earth. But I'm of the belief that nowadays it has lots of shit to deal with as it is, so if you go that route, at least take some time, even if it's just 5 minutes, at the end of your meditation to send some love the same way, or any other positive emotions you can think of to balance it out. Anyways, as your little relax-a-cloud goes from one area of your body to the next, feet, ankles, shin, calves, knees, blah, 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 listen to your body. Many tensions and pains are attached to your emotions and thoughts. In fact, there are entire books and practices dedicated to studying these links and how they relate on more than just a symbolic level. The thoughts, and sometimes even emotions, that get triggered as you move from one place to the next are good ways to hunt down the problems you're facing, and through moving past them over time you can find the release of different chronic problems. Remember, awareness is only the first step though. This exercise is about learning to listen, as well as providing your less heard corners the opportunity to speak up and be heard. You're giving your body a chance to let you know what's going on. The name of the game this time around is twofold. One is to pay attention, and two is to hear and recognize. And again, another tip. Just like with before, adding a power word or two helps reprogram in what you want to have happen. Choose words that form a clear picture of what you're trying to achieve. For example, healing and release, of tension of course, are a couple of really good choices. On this one, I've also got a little disclaimer for you folks. Don't go into this expecting instant success or phenomenal cosmic revelation even. This shit takes time and effort here, folks. Shortcuts can, and do, cause serious harm all the freaking time. You have to be patient and determined, and don't stop at even the first glimmer of success. It's always a constant work in progress. There's always more to learn, more to experience, and definitely more to grow from. Also, this being the first step of raising your awareness, even your inner awareness, exposes old thoughts and habits to you. It is in essence choosing to see the things that you've been keeping hidden from yourself over all your years of life. Old hurts and challenges, bad memories, and also makes you really keenly aware of the challenges that you're facing right now. The problems in life that you're facing, the faces and ideas of conflicts within yourself that are normally nothing more than background static to the average person. Don't get me wrong though, there are many purely joyful things that come up too. Memories of past loves, profound lessons that bring tremendous comfort, and feeling a really deep connection to that divine universal love that every person searches for, as Nancy frou-frou as it sounds. The trouble and test is that generally it's the negative that comes out first and the strongest. It's always the one beating at the doors trying to be heard. In every case, there will be periods of despair and suffering that go along with those of joy and peace. It's a part of how we learn. It's a part of life and its consequences. Anyone who says otherwise will have a nice product to sell you, and if you believe them, then I have a few special beans I'm trying to get rid of. They're very modest price, only $29.95 a dozen. Maybe. Yes, it is about finding the joy and happiness you deserve. But it takes years of effort, learning, struggle, and challenges to earn it. So think carefully on what you want, and how determined you are on continuing anyways. I'm sorry to leave you all off on such a scary note, but that's all for today, folks. Keep at her, and remember that though the climb is long and hard, filled with dangers, confusion, and work that feels like it's way more than it's worth, the view is spectacular, and only gets better the higher you go.